The CBS Sports Spectacular. Today, the Golden Knights, the story of the Army skydiving.
The smoke that they're using is attached to a bracket, which is further attached to the heel of their boot. People are always asking us what it feels like to jump. We usually answer that once tried, we like to think that it will take the golfers away from the golf course and the fishermen away from the streams.
This is Jack Whitaker in Fort Bragg outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Next August in Leukirch, Germany, brave young men from nations all around the world will be competing in the World Parachute Jumping Championships. 5 of the 8 men representing the United States are members of the Golden Knights, the United States Army parachute team, which is stationed right here. As late as 1962, 80% of all the world parachute jumping marks were held by Iron Curtain countries. In its 3 short years of existence, the Golden Knights have changed all that, winning 48 world parachute championships, which is more than 38% of all claimed parachute marks. Today on the CBS Sunday Sports Spectacular, you're going to see these men jump, you'll see them train, and you'll see how they have become, beyond dispute, the best parachute jumping team in the world. The mission is military. This is a de Havilland U-1A Otter, a 9-passenger aircraft chosen because it is slow and because its door is wide enough to accommodate the easy exit of a human. But if we're seeing here an armed forces operation, we're seeing it in a brand new way. If these are foot soldiers, they are, in this curious century, foot soldiers of the air. These are the men to whom the very sky is home, whose very work is sport. No table of organization, no serial number describes what the best parachute team in the world is like. This is Sergeant Dick Fortenberry. With Sergeant Jerry Borkwin, he took the most remarkable aerial photographs you've ever seen. Sergeant Robert Ledbetter leaves the plane, aiming at a spot relatively the size of a dime. He's followed by Sergeant Fortenberry and camera. To these men, to the Army parachute team called the Golden Knights, the air is a sea. They can swim in it. If you were up there, and you may feel thankful you aren't, this is the way the world looks to a man falling through space. In competition, skydivers are judged in 2 categories. Style, which means how you can maneuver in the air, and accuracy, which means how close you can come to hitting the nail with a hammer from 40,000 feet. Now here you see what goes on behind those simple definitions. This is a streamer, a deliberate malfunction of the parachute. To all of us who have never jumped, the nightmare is, what happens if the chute doesn't open? With the streamer, the bottom portion of the canopy is so rigged that it will not open for 10 seconds after the cord is pulled. The idea is to see how you'll respond. And this is how Sergeant Jerry Babb responds. But this is only the beginning. You're going to see a kind of poetry in the sky, something which has been done only 7 times, and those times only by 2 parachutists who demonstrate. It is literally unique. These men are Lieutenant Charles Mullins of Jenkins, Kentucky, and Sergeant Harold Lewis of Notus, Idaho. They're members of the Golden Knights, the Army parachute team. As such, they are strong individuals, strongly interested in working as a team. As such, they are able to do what no parachutists in all history ever did. Lieutenant Mullins explained.
This is our 9-passenger Otter aircraft taking off from the assault landing strip on Nijmegen drop zone. The left door is removed to allow easy exit from the aircraft. This is Captain Bennett, our pilot, and Lieutenant Rogers, the co-pilot. At all times, the jumpers use visual signals to the pilots, steer the aircraft over the target area by use of hand and arm signals. See Sergeant Lewis sitting in the door here, and this is the position that he uses to exit. He's away from the aircraft. I'm going head down in an effort to pick up speed and get down on the same level with Sergeant Lewis. Now Sergeant Lewis is grabbing the handles on the extra harness that I wear in an effort to stabilize me while I hook up. This leaves both of my hands free to hook my straps into the D-rings on Sergeant Lewis's harness. We are at approximately 7,000 feet now, falling about 120 miles an hour. I've just taken hold of Sergeant Lewis's windlass ripcord handle. And the pull. The opening shock, more severe than it would be on a normal opening. We will go left side to left side. This to prevent an accidental opening of a reserve. We were slightly tangled up there. Now we're checking out our equipment, getting ready to cut loose. I will cut loose from Sergeant Lewis and again go in free fall, I have fallen away. Now Sergeant Lewis will cut loose from this canopy and attempt to open at the same level that I opened. And his second parachute opened. The four jumpers can work together as Sergeant Lewis and myself have done. It's necessary for them to work together with making baton passes and various things in order to know and anticipate each jumper's movement. I would not attempt with any other jumper other than Sergeant Lewis unless I had made at least 25 practice jumps with him. Once hooked up, you're committed to the point that if the first chute doesn't open, then you must rely on my main parachute, and this can create problems.
Problems indeed, Lieutenant Mullins, and problems we hope you're never asked to solve. If you're a soldier in the United States Army, you don't do this because it's a laugh riot.